So, what is GPS? GPS, or Global Positioning System, is a network of satellites and receiving devices used to determine the location of something on the Earth. In other words, we can locate ourselves using a receiver that communicates with satellites. Nowadays, GPS has a lot of applications, but it was launched for military purpose. That was to track submarines that carried nuclear weapons of the United States Navy. There are lots of applications of GPS, including those in forestry. You can report your logging activity using GPS. You can get your accurate location using your device, and you and your forest office will use the data to manage your logging activity. For example, you can check the boundary of your site where you are able to do logging and whether the road construction is along with the plan. As I said, GPS is from the United States Navy, and actually GPS is under an umbrella of GNSS, or Global Navigation Satellite System. GNSS is defined as any satellite constellation that locates and navigates receivers, and we call GNSS operated by the United States the GPS. Therefore, there are other programs around the world which basically provide the same services as GPS does, but we do not call them GPS. This is a list of GNSS around the world. Besides the US, China, Europe, Russia, India, and Japan operates major GNSS in the world. Although there are several GNSS, they use the same principle. First, there are at least 4 satellites that constantly emit radio signals, and location of satellites are measured by the ground sensor. Receivers such as smartphone handheld receivers and GPS sensors receive the signals. Third, they measure time difference between the emission and reception. Fourth, the difference is converted into distance between the receiver and its satellite. Fifth, your location is estimated with a point, applying a mathematical equation to the distance from each satellite. By the estimation, GPS can locate ourselves within an area of 4.9 meters, usually under the open sky. However, this maybe wasn't under certain conditions. For example, when you are close to buildings, bridges, and trees, and there can interrupt the signals. And inference from dense vegetation or structures can limit function and communication. Also, when GPS device has issues like dead batteries and system malfunction, such as clocks and orbital uncertainties. Finally, signals are affected by atmospheric layers, so signals may be interfered. In the next presentation, I'm going to talk about GIS.